Hey besties, how is everybody doing? Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite quarantine activities in roller skating. I actually just started roller skating again back in June. My mom would take me to the roller skating rink on Saturdays, but I never actively had my own pair of skates and I never actually went out and roller skated on my own. But ever since we were locked down and quarantined in our house back in March, I started to think of different activities that I could do to just keep myself entertained and like just kind of fight that whole depression that can kind of kick in after being locked in the house for months and months and months. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for beginner skaters. If you're more like an intermediate skater, you can watch this video as well. Me personally, I would say that I'm more like a beginner intermediate skater, and I've noticed that it's a big thing. A lot of people are on TikTok, on Instagram, who have picked up the habit during quarantine as well. So I thought that why not come on here and just give you guys my tips from a beginner to a beginner. If you guys have any tips of your own, please make sure you leave them down below. And if you like to see more of skating related content here on YouTube, make sure you like this video and click that subscribe button. So let's go ahead and jump into the video with my top 5 tips.
1, 2, 3.
Don't stop, never give up. Hold your head high and reach the top. Let the world see what you have got. Bring it all back.
Alright, so my very first tip is to make sure you do your research. Now, I know this is gonna sound like, okay, duh, Brianna, do your research. How else am I gonna know what to buy? No, that's not what I mean. I don't mean just figure out what type of skates you want. I mean figure out how skates actually work. There's certain skates that are made for indoor skating versus outdoor skating. Also a lot of like different features that come with skates as far as like your wheels of where you're going to actually be skating. All of those things kind of change the type of skate that you buy. Personally, I skate in the tennis court in my apartment complex, or I will go to, like, Atlanta has a belt line, so I'll go skate along the belt line. So I skate outside. I don't really like to skate inside unless I'm skating in my house. But I don't like going to the skating rink. After going to the skating rink, I cannot stand skating at the skating rink. I'll go if like I'm invited, but that's not my preference. Look for skates that fit the type of skating that you're going to be doing. As far as price point, my personal recommendation is to stick with something that is a little bit cheaper to mid-range when you're first starting out. What I did was I went on Amazon and I bought the cheapest pair of skates that I could find. These were my first pair of skates. They just said Chicago skates on Amazon. So they're like $60 to $70, which is not a bad price. Enjoyed them. I liked them when I had first bought them. Did not come with these wheels. I had bought these wheels separate. I really did enjoy this as my first pair of skates. There were only a few issues and it was more so me not knowing what type of skate to get. The toe stop on this skate kept coming off like after day 3 or day 4, which is annoying because one time it came off while I was skating and I literally busted my behind, like full pavement, ate it. And this is not the first time I fell on these skates that have been super tragic, but that was the one thing that I noticed is that my toe stop, it's super easy to take off. Now, if you're a pro skater, that might not be an issue. But if you're a beginner, having your toe stop coming off while you're skating is going to be tragic. This is more so my fault. It wasn't really skate. I got the skates a whole size too big. So I thought I needed a size 7, but no, I'm a size 7, which means I'm a size 6 in most skates. So just do your research. It might change depending on what vendor you get your skates from or the type of skates that you get. But for me, these skates were too big and I didn't know they were too big until the second time I busted my behind. I was going downhill, couldn't stop properly. I could feel my foot shaking and really loose in this boot, and that's what made me do more research and figure out that the boot was too big. Now the second time I fell, that was like, it was tragic. It was so, I ate up, like I tore up my body. Fair warning, it was pretty bad. From that fall, I learned that one, the boot was not right, and then I also learned that I had on the wrong wheels, which made me buy these wheels. These are outdoor wheels. The wheels that the shoe came with are more so indoor wheels. Now the difference that I've noticed, indoor wheels are harder and the outdoor wheels are gummier and like a little bit softer. These are the skates that I have now. These Sure Grips, $180 to $200. So they're a lot more expensive than the Chicago skates, but they're also a better quality skates. And as you can tell, they just look like a better skate. I'm so in love with these. And I didn't buy these skates until I realized I thoroughly enjoyed skating and I wanted to take my skating journey seriously. And I just really wanted to get into the hobby. So I got these and I love them. Oh my goodness, I love them so much. There are a couple differences between the two skates. One major difference that you can see is like the toe stop. The toe stop on the Chicago skates came out pretty easily. Sure Grips are different. I can't get my toe stop off like at all. So I feel a lot safer when I'm skating with this. While you're doing your research, visit your local skate shop just to see exactly how the skates are and how they work and everything. Another major difference is these actually came with outdoor wheels. They came with the Sure Grip wheels, and you can tell that they're a little bit gummier, which I hate that word because I don't know what that means, but it does feel, I guess, stickier or softer, or just, I don't know how to describe it, like squishier. Yeah, squishier, gummier, squishier, but they're a lot softer and squishier. So that's another difference. Obviously the size, that was more so my fault. And then last major reason why I love these so much more than my Chicago skates is the inside. So I'm gonna show you the inside of the Chicago skate, which has like no padding, no nothing. You see, it's just the inside of the skate. Now my Sure Grips, look at the inside of this. It's padding everywhere. It's a thick padding here, thick padding here. It's padding right here all around the toe as well. And this makes me for a more comfortable skate. So that's why I thoroughly enjoy these. Oh, they're so beautiful. I love skating with these. Impala skates are really good for beginners. They have cool designs, especially like now where everybody's buying skates and you can't practically find skates anywhere. Impala Skates still has a bunch on their website, so Impalas are a good one. C7, I've heard. I don't have experience with C7s. I've actually tried Impalas but not C7s. So C7 is another good skate brand that I've heard. And Angel Skates. Angel Skates is also a good one for beginner skates. I think Impala, C7. I don't think that I've seen Angel Skates on Amazon, but don't go out there and break the bank just for a pair of skates. The second tip that I have is to make sure that you wear your pads. Wear your wrist pads, wear your elbow pads, wear your knee pads, wear a helmet as well. Even if you like, wear everything. Like compression shorts that have like padding in the butt. So if you fall, you're not really like falling on the bone of your behind or falling on the fat of your butt. You're falling onto the pad. The pad kind of cushions the blow. I'd recommend getting those. But if anything, if nothing else, make sure you have your wrist pads, your knee pads, and your elbow pads. You might not be able to do without a helmet. I recommend having it all on, but if you are in like a crunch for money and you don't want to buy so much and you already spent like $100 on your skates, I get it. But just get the wrist pads, the elbow pads, and the knee pads. I personally wear a kid's medium and it works perfectly fine. I know when I first started skating, I was kind of like, I don't want to wear my pads because it's just like, I just want to be out there, you know, moving and grooving. But no, it helps you so much more with your confidence to know that it's okay for me to fall. Because if you go out there without your pads on and you're a beginner, you're going to be a lot more, you're not going to be as willing to risk the movement. You're not going to be as free, and that's how you learn and that's how you grow. There are a lot of pros out there who still now wear pads, but I don't think anybody looks at anybody wrong for wearing a bunch of pads, because at the end of the day, you're trying to take care of your body. My number 3 tip is to start off in a secluded area. I skated around my apartment complex. So the way I was set up, my house is here and then it's a loop. It's like a big loop. So I used to do like loops, and the cool thing is it's like uphill, downhill. So I got to learn a lot of like uphill motion, a lot of downhill motion when it comes to controlling your downhill movement and learning how to stop. I did that for like a month straight. And then I moved on to the tennis court where I skate now. I'll just stay in a secluded area. So that way I can learn how to control my body and control my movement and learn the skates as well, before trying to also avoid being around other people. Once you've mastered all of that, then you can go out and go to parks and do whatever you got to do, but just make sure that you're respecting other people's space. My fourth tip is to make sure you avoid the plateau. And I have a few tips just to avoid that. Go ahead and make yourself a playlist. Do not skate without a playlist. Skating is a dancing sport. Nothing's more fun than just grooving with your skates and you're listening to your favorite song and you're just out there just feeling like you're getting it. So make sure you have an amazing playlist. Like anything that you hear and you think, oh, I would love to skate to this, Shazam it, add it to your playlist. I can't skate without music. Like I don't skate. I don't think I've ever skated without music. That's the main reason why I don't like going to a skating rink, is because they don't play the music that I like to listen to, so it's awkward for me to skate. Another tip that you can do, make sure you are joining like skating groups on social media and following the people that you like to see skating. I actually have another video that I will link down below of my top 5 favorite Instagram skaters and the reasons why I like them, and you guys should follow them too. These women are amazing. I promise you, I'm giving you the tea with these Instagram accounts. But follow people that you like on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I don't know, MySpace, Black Planet, whatever social media you have, just so that you can stay involved in the skating community and you make friends that way. Like when you make friends from a hobby, you're more likely to continue the hobby and you're less likely to reach that plateau. Another tip that you can do as well is just go skate somewhere you've never been. Like one thing that I like to do is I'll go online and I'll research and I'll Google or I'll look through my social media pages and find people in Atlanta who like to skate and ask them, hey, where are you? Where did you find that place? I'll go to a new spot. So the 5th tip that I have is to ultimately just go out there and have fun. Like enjoy it. Do not skate thinking that anybody's watching you. Do not skate think that anybody cares, because nobody, at the end of the day, nobody really cares, because we're all just out here trying to figure it out ourselves. So don't be shy. Skating is for anybody and everybody who wants to do it. Go out there and have fun. Make sure that you are respecting those around you and staying super safe. And those are my 5 tips for beginner skaters from a beginner skater. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below. If you want to see more skating content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video.